Thanks for having me, guys. If I was going to describe Damien and Eat the Storms in one word, I think it's encouraging. And I think, for me, encouragement has always been really important because it's free to give, but it's often withheld. So it's really nice to have such an encouraging community. So I'm going to read a few poems. The first one I'll read is from The Storms. When I was 17, my best friend took his own life, and I've written about him for a long time, but only in the last year or so I've been able to share it with people. And each time it's been public, I've had work published about him recently a few times, and I always try to make the effort to come to the launches to read about him because it's important to me. So I just want to thank you for listening to this one especially. So this is called I Wish. I wish I could tell you that I won a £5 on a scratch card last Tuesday, and about how long it took me to get out of Dublin on Friday night. I wish I could complain to you about how expensive hotels are these days, or tell you about how hungover I am, and how I'm never drinking again. I wish I could send you videos you'd find funny, and tell you about the girl who shifted me last Saturday, and about the girl I didn't have the balls to talk to in the end. I wish I could waste entire Sundays talking shite and pretend to understand what you do for a living. I wish I could meet you for a coffee on a Thursday afternoon just because. I wish I could send you drafts of the stories I write and celebrate your wins with you and buy bottles of whiskey that you'll never drink when it's your birthday. I wish I could reminisce about the good old days when all we worried about was chasing women and whether basketball training would be overly difficult and whether we'd have enough money for chips. I wish I could meet your family and be there at your wedding. I wish I could have been the world's best uncle to children who have your lad. I wish 1,000 things. I wish things could have been different. I wish you could have told me of the pain. But above all else, I just wish you could be here. Similar to the other Cork man in the audience, I finished this on Thursday, and that's a lie because I finished it in the car in the wheel. But I think it's appropriate for today because we find ourselves in a chapel, and this is called Morning Prayer. I walk to the end of the lane and breathe in the dawn. My chest rises with the sun, its light blazing red behind shut eyelids. I hear the birds wake one another up, sending prayers into the new sky, and I send one too. And open up my eyes to leave the sun kiss the only part of me that consents. My chest falls again, the breath seeps out to join the clouds. And now, knowing our prayers have been received, the birds and I begin. Like another poem, I'm going to try and do them from memory, but luckily mine's only 3 lines long, so hopefully I'll be able to do it. But a bit of backstory, I wrote a chapbook of poems called Poems That Were Written on Trains But Weren't Written About Trains. And it's about a trip I took on my own around Europe in 2021. And one evening I accidentally found myself on a cruise ship from Stockholm to Helsinki. So this is called An Accidental Cruise Ship from Stockholm to Helsinki. And it goes something like this. Beneath the surface of your life is something beautiful. And just like the ocean, you won't know what's down there until you dive in. Thanks.